I got at least one of you up and watching because I'm seeing the likes going up. So we're just going to hit basically everything random at this point, and we're going to close it out with a bang. We're going to check out what's going on in the 1968 season for Ohio State football on Wikipedia. Waiting on the book to come in, of course. These are a bunch of books Coach wants to pick up. So he told you about some of them. He's going to try not to do any repeats. Hockey Strong, Stories of Sacrifice from Inside the NFL. Of course, sacrifice is a key word. Book looked mostly boring, but might be a little bit of, read between the lines stuff there on the sacrifice. That's what Coach is hoping for. Cardiac Kids, 1980 Cleveland Browns. We definitely want to know what's going on there. We talked about that. The racial tensions. Let's see. I thought that was really interesting. James Naismith wrote a book called Basketball, Its Origins and Development. That would definitely be cool. Sports Astrology. So Many Ways to Lose. Just Mets. Best worst team in sports. Religion of Sports. Navigating the Trials of Life Through the Games We Love. I just kind of like Religion of Sports. Like, it sounds like it might be a bit more there than what leading on. Personal Foul. First person account of the scandal that rocked the NBA. So that's going to be about our boy Tim Donaghy, wrestling legend. Now we got 3 Nights in August, Strategy, Heartbreak, and Joy Inside the Mind of a Manager. I don't know what that's about, but it's from Buzzinger, the guy who wrote Friday Night Lights, which unfortunately that's a book I have to replace. I used to own that one. We're going to have to pick that up again, but that's all good. Moneyball, The Art of Winning an Unfair Game. Of course, we all know about Moneyball. Summer of 49. Apparently, it's like the most magnificent season in baseball history or something. It's got the Sox and the Yankees on the cover. Let's see. Return of the King, LeBron James, Cleveland Cavaliers, greatest comeback in NBA history. So we want to know LeBron's relation to Cleveland even more in depth. Of course, we've watched More Than a Game, all that sort of good stuff years and years ago. But let's see. The Boys of Summer. That one's about something to do with baseball. I can't remember, damn it. This is about UNC and Duke. That's mostly mad, but we might need that someday. You know you love this one. They Call Me Coach. Yeah, it's John Wooden. And Coach can't resist. Here's Friday Nights. We gotta get that. Ultimate Yankee, but God, I almost hate having that much stuff. I might end up burning it after I read it. Cincinnati's Crosley Field, The Illustrated History of a Classic Ballparks. That's about our Reds, who hopefully are going to be in the National League Championship Series next year. I'm not entirely sure about that. I just can't figure out why the fuck else Pete Rose would die. Hope it's not worse than I'm thinking and they win it or something. That would suck if I'm just completely wrong on everything. Historic Hoosiers Gyms. Obviously, I don't need to say that. Discovering Bygone Basketball Landmarks. Yeah, Historic Hoosiers Gyms. Doesn't that sound interesting? We definitely want that one. Let's see. Dust Bowl Girls, inspiring story of the team that barnstormed its way to basketball glory. I'm not gonna lie, I fucking hate women's sports, but I just cannot resist anything regarding the Dust Bowl. It's gotta be some crazy fake shit, jackalopes and all sorts of dumb shit. Let's see. That'd be so shitty, just have fucking dust, dude. Oh my god, just fucking choked to death. Chicago Tribune, Book of the Chicago It looks so boring. The Browns Blues, 2 decades of utter frustration, why everything kept going wrong for the Cleveland Browns. When the Garden was Eden, that's about the Knicks. They made a 30 for 30 about that. Just figured it's probably worth picking up. The Machine, Hot Team, Legendary Season, and a Heart-Stopping World Series, Story of the 75 Reds. Greatest Upset Never Seen, Virginia, Chaminade, in the Game That Changed Basketball. Obviously, we don't want to focus in too much on one game, but it's Virginia, I can't resist. Bob Greasy, Inside the Story of the 72 Dolphins, perfect season. We're going to need that for 2047. We don't got to get that anytime soon. There's a lot of better ones we'd rather get sooner. Let's see. Hoosiers, 3rd edition, The Fabulous Basketball Life of Indiana. Gotta get that. Cleveland Browns history. This sounded really interesting. Infinite Baseball, Notes from a Philosopher at the Ballpark. Coach wants that bad. Season on the Brink. I already told you I want that. Our Hoosiers again. Series Triumph of America's Pastime. That's called Game 6, I think. Footwork Wins Fights. Footwork of Boxing. As Coach has just always been obsessed with footwork. He does agree it's the best part of fighting. So I just kind of wanted to see what they had to say. Not really could do much for us, but I might share some tips. Let's see. Coach's Devotional, Daily Motivation for Coaching God's Way. Gotta pick that up, right? It just seems like such a winner. Tough Juice, My Journey from the Streets to the NBA. I love Caron Butler. Yeah, went to prison, all that sort of good stuff. Tragedy of the Hogue Twins, they seem like some boxers, just looked interesting. Homegrown, that's about our 04 Sox. Don't Let Us Win Tonight, 04 Sox. Vintage Browns, that one seemed like kind of the lamest of all the Browns ones. Coach just got to get Banana Ball because it's about bananas. I haven't been able to stomach like watching the Savannah Bananas documentary. I really don't know what's going on, but I know Bananas from Mad Sketchy, so I'm grabbing that fucking book. Let's see. All the Smoke, I'm not a huge fan, but that one seems like a good one if we ever need to look up like a random player. It's like, hey, he might have done an interview. You know what I mean? Like instead of like okay, we don't have someone like we don't have a book on like let's say the fucking Pelicans, right, or something. You know what I mean? It's like okay, well, this Pelicans player was on All the Smoke. These in this book. So Two Sides of Glory, the '86 Boston Red Sox, their own words. That's one of the Sox books I've been telling you I want. We got let's see. That might have been mostly it for the books. We might be switching over. Okay, so we're switching over. Changing gears here. What the fuck? Something's wrong here. There we go. 68 Ohio State Buckeyes football team. Oh, I haven't looked at this at all. 6 first round NFL draft picks. That's a shocker. Let's see. Beat the defending national champs. Came from behind. I'm not gonna lie, Coach almost feels like he's out of his depth with college football, but for seeing Cody on both these dudes, like I just can't stay away from them. I just got, Ohio State kind of sold me today. Like, why wouldn't it just be them? Like, that's one of the teams I thought was like the most boring in the whole fucking league. Not one of the ones that I thought were the most hated. Just generally, like, why would I ever care to watch them? Players I did like, I actually did see Terrell Pryor play in high school. So there's that one, and then the one I liked was Maurice Claret. I always thought he was the best Buckeye I ever saw. As far as but I didn't have a problem with them. I thought they were fucking hella lame. Like whereas like Notre Dame I can't stand, right? Penn State is closer to Notre Dame than Ohio State here. Like I guess I somehow dislike Penn State more. That's aged pretty well. Let's see. They won so much like before my age, so I was sick hearing about them. But like they were something. Let's see. Biggest highlight: they upset number 1 Purdue. Purdue's trash this year. They finished number 1. I cannot figure out what's I think they beat Michigan. I think they're gonna beat Michigan, and then I can't figure it out either way. Like that's how good they do these scripts, man. Like just having the games on the schedule, like it's like fuck, they do it so good. So it's like even if you know it's rigged, it's like fuck, you know what I mean? Like they got so many different ways. Like just putting Michigan and Ohio State there at the end makes it good. It doesn't matter if they win or lose. It's like the one year they could like fucking lose to and still maybe win a national championship. Like the one loss like doesn't even really count. Right, pumped them down to number 2. Like jeez. So and then it's Michigan, like of course defending national champs. Like they're not ranked or nothing, I don't think. But all right, this seems like a bust, man. There's not a lot here. We're gonna have to get away from Wikipedia. What's going on in the news? First top 5 matchups since when? Dude, get the fuck out of here. Dude. Y'all gotta admit this shit's like so fucking weird. I do not know what it means, but you gotta know there's no way. That's so crazy. In there, it's like the longest they've been undefeated since 76. Man, is it the fucking Hoosiers, dude? I'm so torn on this. Here's where it's really getting hard for me, and I haven't quite expressed this one. It should have been the first one I mentioned. I first thought of the Cleveland Browns. Like I told you, I had that pick in since January, but I had thought of Browns Lions way before that, right? For this next season. And I was trying to think before, like the Browns wild card and stuff. I was trying to place them like where the Browns and Lions were going to head up, and I ended up settling with both of them in the championship games. And I got right on the Lions. Obviously, the Browns flamed out in the first round without the quarterback, right? But my thinking was they tease that matchup right before it happens. But like obviously it makes way more sense to do it the way they're doing it, even though they're paying like $1 billion to one. Like nobody in the fucking world is putting money on the goddamn Browns right now. If they are, they're probably taking them to win the Super Bowl because they're fans or something. They're not gonna take them to lose the fucking Lions. Like, come on, right? So let's see here, but man, but basically my point was. But even when I was trying to think about the hardest part for me choosing this, it wasn't believing that the Lions or Browns get the Super Bowl, not even close. I just couldn't understand how the league could do the Browns so dirty. Just like you're just gonna crush them, like how? Because I didn't have any other picks. I was only looking at pro football, right? I didn't know nothing about what I thought was gonna go on basketball, baseball, nothing, right? I didn't even plan on making those picks. They just kind of seem to keep falling in my lap, right? And hopefully I'm right on them. But Ohio State winning makes perfect sense. They still get to be football champions. Yeah, the Browns didn't win. And yeah, it's just Ohio State again, but the overlap between Browns and Ohio State fans has to be so high. How butthurt are they going to be? They didn't really expect the Browns to do anything this year. They're just going to be glad they finally got that Super Bowl appearance fucking shit off of them, right? But that's and also Michigan just won last year. Like, Ohio State just fits. It can't be the Hoosiers right now. To me, if you're gonna have some big scandal, like you want it to be like very like, oh look, they stole this whole year. Like 2026 is the tainted year for college sports. Like football and basketball was just hella dirty. You don't have to try to remember, oh, one did it this year, one did it that year. Just get them right out of the way. And also, it's like, it's like I said, it's gonna be like fresh in their memories. You know what I mean? So like fans will like that's why everybody's gonna be asking questions like, how the fuck did Indiana pull that off, right? And then it's like you ever think it's scripted or something. That's like, oh, it's not scripted. They stole it, right? So that's what Coach is thinking there. Let's see. No, we don't need to read more about that. We got that. How the fuck are these so old? I did 68. Okay, we like this. Jeez. This is where stuff gets hard too, because they love to fucking flip stupid stuff like this. Like, I kind of like the idea of Ohio State winning the whole thing, obviously, but like losing this one, and then it like kind of, it kind of shows you that any of those big name teams that just racked up like that second loss and somehow didn't get in the championship and like won their bowl game anyway, you know what I mean, like the next best bowl game or whatever, like they probably could have had a chance like in those people's minds, right? Like, so Coach thinks that's interesting. Ohio State 60 guys, super sophomores. Sorry, I'm so tired of this stuff. I'm gonna be the only one doing. 47-year-old rival. Oh. Of course, it was 47 years old. 1897. That's 89. Hey, that's 86, 76, Cody. I didn't think about that. We need to key on this year hardcore. Look at that shit, dude. 86, 76. We gotta figure out what's going on. Something went wrong that year, I promise. Let's see. 6 on defense. Best defense in the Big Ten. Coach getting tired. He almost had a Tourette's moment. He's glad he caught himself. He doesn't want y'all to ever hear him down bad like that. Alrighty, it was, let's see. My brain kind of shuts off when I say, like, the most ridiculous shit you wouldn't even believe. For no reason. Let's see. That year got me excited. Got my brain working too hard. I'm too tired. So I'm definitely get that one. 6-yard counterplay. Let's see. Huh. $86 yards. 57-yard kickoff. Come on, like, what are the fucking... I mean, I know, like, we're getting more and more numbers at this point, but those are the main ones I've been yelling about since day one. You know it. Alright, 6 yards. We might run out of steam. And the thing is, too, like, all those Ohio deaths, you know, a lot of those people were probably, like, Ohio State fans or whatever. They would definitely still be lined up for it. Why do you compare them with them? I'm just getting confused. So the dude like went for 2 points in a blowout. He said, I couldn't go for 3. That's so funny. Yeah, that's why he went for 2, is because he couldn't go for 3. Fuck him. That's such a good line. All-time classic line right there. 6 things to know about Ohio State's 1968 championship team. Why is this so old? Did we, like, miss the boat on this 68 shit somehow? We gotta look up Ohio State championships. Like, that's not even, like, 6 things you need to know. It's just, like, these are things you could know. They played football. Let's see. Yo, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Every time I think, like, it's gonna start being lull or something, like, first we get that fucking big fucking crazy year. Dude, what the fuck do you mean Cleveland, Ohio State had connections to Miami Valley? What is this Ohio-Miami thing? Miami of Ohio. What in the fuck, dude? Like, seriously, Miami of Ohio? Like, where Ben Roethlisberger's from? What is going on? We're missing something big with that. Y'all gotta rack your brain, or if you know, like, stop being on the inside joking like Coach N. Like, what is this Miami Cleveland shit? This is so bizarre. The hardest hitter on the freshman team, 67. Tiger Ellison, that reminds me. 1986 to 1987 was the year of the Tiger. Isn't that crazy? Garrett's rolling right now. We're making it count. '67, but replaced by Kern in '68. They 86'd him. They 86'd him after he did his perfect 76 or whatever they did in '67. just seems fucking crazy to me that like the news. Yo. Dude, are y'all seeing what I'm seeing at the top there under Dayton Daily News? Trusted since 1898. Jesus. Crazy, man. Read it the same back. Remember I did this? I think only one of y'all watched that. We're Not Detroit is government propaganda, but that was a banger. But like, that I did the 1868, like like backwards and forwards, but like yeah, that's 89, 98, 86, 68. That's just so wild. Alright. Anyways, moving on. Masterpiece. You know, I love that word. So yeah, they won a championship in '54, the years after the Lions won it. Nine times. Steer football, stand out targets and like fish. Oh shit. Look at that one. From Ohio State running back, John Brockenson. Of course, he was on the 63 championship. The other thing that made me think Ohio State isn't cursed is I couldn't figure out what the fuck is going on with C.J. Stroud, and the Browns just getting over on C.J. Stroud makes perfect sense to me. I could too. 187. That's 87. Alright, I'm gonna call it there. Y'all have a good one.